Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for a new Attack on Titan video. Today I wanted to talk about one of the major characters in this season, Floch Forrester, and how he became to be such a main influence to our story. I already did a dedicated Floch video before and feel free to check it out. But seriously, his character is so well written, it deserves another video. Floch had a tremendous character development, and all of his actions reflect on that perfectly. Today we will try to understand his latest actions. Why is he so loyal to Eren? Did Eren really let him know all about his plan? And what Floch actually wants? Keep in mind that there will be spoilers later ahead, but I will keep them only about Floch and not mention other events. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, that will help me a lot as I'm currently trying to reach 10,000 YouTube friends. Give this video a little like if you want to see more videos like it, and come meet me in the comments or on your favorite social media platform once you've done watching. And now, let's talk about Floch. And to understand him better, we need to understand where he came from. When he was younger, Floch was not so different from Jean. They were both carefree and didn't take things too seriously, and they both were after convenient positions in the army. Jean wanted to secure a nice job in the military police and live the good life in Wall Sina, but after being involved in the second attack of the Colossal Titan, Jean witnessed the threat of the Titans from up close. In the same attack, he also lost his best friend, Marco. After that, he decided to join the Scouts. For Floch, things went differently. He didn't take part in that specific fight, so he didn't see the action of the battlefield like the rest of our friends. As they moved on and joined the Scouts, Floch went on to join the garrison. He would only later on ask to transfer to the Scouts, and that was mainly because of the effects of the uprising when the Scouts took down the fake king and the royal government. Floch saw the reputation of the Scouts was at its best, so that is why he decided to transfer, to get some of that glory. Unfortunately for him, that decision will place him in Klaus's squad, a squad made from new recruits that will later charge the Beast Titan on Shiganshina. There is a general belief that Floch was a coward, but that is highly inaccurate, as we later see him charging the beast on the front line. He never ran away, he charged like every one of his friends, and he was lucky enough to be the only one left standing. Floch wasn't afraid of dying. He lived in a dangerous world with man-eating monsters all around, so the idea of dying wasn't something he didn't consider. What Floch was afraid of was dying a meaningless death, to die for no actual cause without it changing anything. Before charging the Beast Titan and after Erwin told them they are about to die, Floch told Erwin that he might as well just run away instead of just die in a meaningless way. But that is when Erwin gave his speech, and he made it clear that everything they are doing today is to secure the future for humanity, and also to justify the deaths of their friends. If they won't fight, everyone would have died for nothing. Floch was always looking for the right devil to follow, and by devil it meant he was looking for someone willing to do whatever is necessary in order to get the job done. Even if it meant sacrificing people for the greater good, and even if it meant putting your own life on the line as well. Floch saw that devil in Erwin Smith, someone who always pushed forward in order to push humanity one step ahead. And that is why on that day, Floch didn't run away. Instead, he stood next to his comrades and followed the devil he believed in. At what should have been his final moments, Floch showed bravery. He dedicated his heart to his fallen friends and humanity, facing almost certain death. After the attack, Floch found himself on the battlefield, surrounded by his dead friends, but to his surprise, he found Erwin still alive. In his mind, he knew Erwin was the perfect choice to give the Titan injection to. What would be more reasonable than to bring the commander back to life? After all, his work wasn't done yet, they still needed a devil to lead them. But once Floch got to the rooftops, he faced something he couldn't understand. From his point of view, he saw a brat crying for his dying friend, trying to place him in front of their commander. To remind you, Floch is not close to Armin like Eren and Mikasa, and all of his friends just died in the attack. so you can understand how annoying that is for him, seeing someone else trying to take away the only chance to bring back Erwin just to help his friend. Put yourself in his shoes, as a person who doesn't have any close relationship with Armin and also lost all of his friends moments before. All those people sacrificed their lives that day. Floch also put his own life on the line, and because of that, he didn't think Armin is any different. The only reasonable thing to do now was to bring back the commander, the one that can actually lead them. But on that day, Levi made a different choice, based entirely on his own interactions with Armin. But for Floch, it didn't matter. For him, he just witnessed his captain saving a meaningless kid instead of the commander. On that day, he lost his devil, but he also lost the trust in the leadership and the chain of command. And we can see it clearly later with how he treated Shadis and Pixies after he took control. As a young soldier, he acted the right way. He tried to follow the rules and to save a superior officer. But instead, the exact opposite happened, and Floch was powerless to do anything. At that moment, his word didn't count, and that will teach Floch that in order to really make a change, he needed to be the man at the top of the chain. In that same year, Floch will also discover the secret about the outside world, and he will grow resentful for everyone outside of his island. Once before, humanity faced the Titans, and they needed a devil to lead them to victory. That was also the last thing Erwin did for the sake of humanity. But now that the entire world wants to kill them without even knowing them, humanity inside the walls will need to find a new devil to lead them. Someone willing to do whatever it takes to protect their island. Floch found that devil in Eren Yeager, as he explained to Jean when they attacked Marley. Back then, he showed no compassion to anyone outside the island. For him, they were all enemies, and he reminded Jean of all of the lives they lost back home. He points at Eren and tells Jean that Eren showed them they had to fight back. They need that devil right now. In the anime, Floch revealed to everyone that Eren told him all about his plan. That is not a lie. Floch heard Eren and Yelena's private conversation, which means he also knew about the spinal fluid wine, but still, he let that happen. For him, they were acceptable sacrifices, especially when most of them were top of the military. A military Floch didn't respect anymore since the day they lost Erwin. We don't know for sure if Eren told him everything just because he heard the conversation he had with Yelena, but we do know that he told him exactly what he's going to do. He told him that he was going to pretend to go along with Zeke's plan, and he also told him he is going to destroy the world. In that same chapter, Eren also explained his logic for doing that. He claims that in order to destroy the cycle of hate and revenge, they must destroy the history and society that created this hate. That played perfectly with Floch's set of beliefs. Once again, they have a devil that is willing to do whatever it takes, and also share the same wish Floch had to secure a future for the island. While Eren takes care of the world, Floch was in charge to take control of Paradise. For Floch, Eren is the protector of his homeland, and he has huge respect for him. That could easily be seen with the name he chose for that group of people following Eren, the Jaegerists. The Jaegerists were created secretly by Floch and were supposed to reflect the wish of Eren, which is to protect their island. For that, the Jaegerists will do everything that will help Eren achieve that goal. And because Eren needed Zeke as part of his plan, the Jaegerists aligned themselves with Yelena and the Volunteers. But as we could see in the episode Sunset, as soon as Zeke played his part and the rumbling was on its way, they didn't need the Volunteers anymore. And that is why Floch just turned on them. To remind you, Floch is extremely resentful to anyone coming from outside of his island. He has no problem working with them to advance his agenda, but Floch never really trusted them or even saw them as equals. For him, they are part of the outside world, the same world that wanted him dead. You can support Eldia and be safe like he offered the Volunteers, but if you refuse, you will die, as he demonstrated when he shot down one of them. For Floch, it is all about his country and homeland. Paradise Island, the place he was born in, comes before anything else, even before his own life. That's why he placed his life on the line when facing the Beast Titan, And that is also what he will do later on in the story, when he will try to stop his friends by shooting at a plane and not directly at them, trying to stop them but not actually hurting them. And to show you how much he was dedicated to his cause, his final words to Jean are, "The island will be killed. Our devil is our only hope." Eren may be a devil for the world, but for their island he is the last and only shield. That is what Floch believed in, and up until the end he pushed forward towards his goal and followed only the people he believed in and respected. In a way, Erwin and now Eren were both something Floch could never be himself, and he always knew that. And because of that, he always looked for people he can respect, but who also shared the same perspective on life as he did, and could do things that he couldn't do. That means that Floch was never following blindly. He followed out of inspiration, respect, and true belief in the person he was following. But more than anything, he was following to push forward his own dreams and wishes. From his first inspiration, Erwin Smith, to his later one, Eren Yeager, Floch has evolved as a character and found his own voice. People call him a nationalist like it's some bad thing, but for him, that is exactly what he is, dedicated to his homeland. The ultimate patriot that will stop at nothing to defend his country. And because he was disappointed by the leadership of the island, he was the perfect candidate to form a group to bring down the government he no longer respected. And that's why he and Eren could trust each other. They both shared the exact same outlook on life, and that's why their paths finally met. And from a brat kid that Floch couldn't stand, Eren became the devil that Floch respected and followed up until the end. At the end of the day, Floch is not good or bad, and like every other character in Attack on Titan, he is just a person who was shaped according to the events he went through. And his perspective is different because he experienced different things. And like everyone else, Floch just kept moving forward towards the things that he believed in. You can love him and you can hate him, but you just can't deny that Floch is an amazing written character. So what do you think about him? Do you like his character development, and what is your favorite Floch moment? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and to give this video a little like. That would really help me a lot. Thank you so much for joining me today, my Titan loving friends. I will see you real soon in my next video, and even sooner in the comments. But until then, don't forget to dedicate your hearts to humanity, inside and outside the walls.